Hey everybody, my name's Ed. Okay, so we're going to try to do a haul video. I got some new comics and I got some old comics. I'll probably split this video up into two parts just so it doesn't get too long. One thing I wanted to talk about is man, things have gotten really crazy in the comic book community over on Twitter and stuff. There's that whole Tom King thing, the Watchmen thing, the Dynamite thing. And just to start off, yeah, I like Tom King, but yeah, bruh, turn it down a notch. Just dial it back a notch. For a few people who don't know, there was a big dust up this weekend because Tom King tried to call out Jay Lee for doing a cover for Cyberfrog, which is a comic by Even Van Scriver. Even Van Scriver is one of the, let's say, figurative heads of Comicsgate, which is a pretty controversial segment of the comic book community. Uh, I don't think it's fair to call everybody in Comicsgate like an alt-writer or anything like that, but I do think it's accurate to say that they were it started as more of a fan thing, and then some professionals came in, and then some grifters came in, but it was pretty much this sort of anti-SJW group. Let's say that. I think that's fair, and like I said, uh, Tom King tried to go after Jay Lee for doing a cover for Even Van Scriver's Cyberfrog comic. And Jay Lee doesn't know anything about Comicsgate. He's like, I don't understand why you're trying to pull me into this controversy that I don't know anything about. And in a way, I got to side with Jay Lee a little bit, um, just because it just really, I mean, Tom King just lately has been all over the place. And it kind of shows. I don't like calling it cancel culture because a lot of times different people mean different things when they say cancel culture, and a lot of times when people talk about, oh, I got canceled or so and so got canceled, these people didn't get canceled at all, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But kind of the whole sort of thing of trying to call people out, I do think it's a problem. um, and everybody does it. Liberals do it, conservatives do it, non-political people do it, everybody does it. But but this is a good example of sometimes maybe it's okay to just kind of like sit back and think, okay, what are the facts here? What's going on here? Is this something that just kind of irks me, or is this a real problem? Um, Another comic book creator I actually like a lot, you know, said something, I don't know, a few weeks back about how he overheard somebody, some editor or whatever, use the N word like, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I gotta say, I don't know that I care. You know what I mean? I care if that person's working and he's, denying people work based on, whatever racist or prejudicial reasons. I care if there's like some editor or manager at a comic book company and you're there with them at some business meeting or business dinner, even if it's at a disco or bar or whatever, and they're trying to grab you around the crotch. Yeah, that's a serious issue. But somebody said an off-color joke, or said something rude or whatever 15 years ago. I mean, come on. The other thing about the whole Tom King thing, and this one I don't hold against him, is that he's working on the Rorschach comic. Uh, when I first heard about it, I was like, yeah, DC cashing in, of course they are. But some people are like, oh, we shouldn't be working on any of these Watchmen characters because of Alan Moore. But the thing is, you got to remember, Alan Moore's not even in comics. He considers himself out of comics these days, and I don't think he's that precious about these characters. It's more a case of he thinks DC screwed him, and he just hates DC, and he hates anybody connected to any of these projects. But I don't think he's out there saying, out of respect to me and my precious creations, please don't work on, the Owl Man or Night Owl series or whatever it is you're gonna do. I mean, I think some people miss out the fact that he's done interviews where he's like, they've come to him like in recent years saying, well, we'll offer you this deal or this deal or this deal, and he's turned them down. And he's been like, well, no, if you'd given me this deal 10 years ago, I would have taken it, but now, fuck you. That's his whole thing. That's his whole attitude. Dave Gibbons, who is as much as responsible for the success of Watchmen as Alan Moore is, did come to understanding with DC. So, and I don't know if he's fine with it, but he made his deal with them and actually went to Alan Moore. And him and Alan Moore had a falling out, yeah, they're no longer friends or whatever. But getting to the point, it's like we respect Alan Moore, but we don't respect Dave Gibbons. I don't know. My big thing about it is, like I said, it's just a cash in, and I think it kind of betrays the original intent of that original work to try to mold it into something closer to a regular comics or regular superhero comics, you know what I mean? I don't know, if they're going to take it and use it to explore some aspect that you couldn't do in a regular comic, if they're going to do something with it that you can't do in like Moon Knight or The Question or whatever, if they take a serious look at, say, mental illness or something like that, then I'd be on board. But if it's just going to be dark, moody, grim and gritty, grr, I beat people up because I'm tortured. I'm gonna have to give it a pass. So the other thing was about the whole Dynamite thing from last week. Basically, Dynamite is going to be publishing a comic book, Cecil or Cecil Strikes Back or whatever it was called, or Cecil Hits the Big Time. I can't remember. But the Cecil character is a guy who's one of the, higher ups or figurative heads of Comicsgate, and a lot of people blame him for what they feel is kind of harassment of creators and things like that. So a number of comic book professionals said, well, if you're going to be publishing comics by this guy, I won't do any future work for you. So a few of these people left, and a few fans said the same thing. Some other people said, well, I won't support Cecil putting any money in his hands, but I will support these other people over here who I feel do good work and aren't connected to that segment of the community or whatever. And that's fine. I think we all have the right to make whatever decisions we make, feel about it however we want to feel about it, make whatever decision we make, and just deal with the consequences of that. Dynamite has every right to put out whatever comic book they want by whomever, and creators have a right to say, I don't want to work for anybody that supports this type of stuff. The fans have the right to say, I won't buy it. Other people have the right to say, well, no, I will buy it and I'll judge it on its own merits or whatever. But what was funny about it is Dynamite put out that apology, that non-apology, that it's a gaslight apology. They're like, we didn't realize the alternative cover for the Cecil book would be so controversial, so we will not promote that cover anymore. And it's like, nobody said anything about a cover, You're apologizing for something that nobody's mad about. And so you're really not apologizing for anything. The book is still coming out. Cecil is still doing his thing. Dynamite is still affiliated with certain people on that, again, side of the community. So, what happened there? And it's kind of funny because some people who do want to support Dynamite or support Cecil or whatever was like, oh no, you bent the knee, you gave into the SJWs. It's like, no, they did no such thing, But more seriously, I do think that, while I'm not so sure canceling is a thing, I do think, rush to judgment is a thing, online harassment is a thing, cyberbullying is a thing, and those are things we all need to take seriously. But yeah. Anyway, let's look at some comic books I bought. These are some newer comics I missed because of the whole lockdown pandemic thing. forgot to order a couple things that have come out recently that I want to check out. I want to check out the Adventure Man comic. I gotta catch up on that Hickman X-Men stuff too. But I'll show you these really quick. Let's see here. Okay, so what do I got? Okay, so I got Safe Sex number 7. This is Deadpool number 5. A Red Mother number 5. And number 6. And then Punisher Soviet number 6. Criminally underrated comic. I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it, but all right. Okay, so that's it. Let's see here. Maybe I'll upload this one right away, and then I'll delete some files off my phone here, and then I'll show you the new comics. Yeah, let's do it that way. All right, or no, not the new comics, the back issues that I bought. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very much for watching. You guys all have a great day.